What is cooking, good people? I'm sure you've had enough of this. Alright, well, welcome back to another stream. My name is John Bartman. I make music templates for music producers, beginners generally who use Ableton and Reaper, which is what we're using today. Thanks for joining. Today, as for the last couple of weeks actually, has been a bit different. I'm working on a game music theme, a commission, and I'm apparently working for a really unique client in that he is super responsive and has offered a whole bunch of awesome feedback, way beyond what I expect, which I'll share with you a bit later in the stream. What you've been listening to now is the first part of half a composition. I've started it yesterday and we're going to try and finish it today. It's a leitmotif, so a character theme for one of the characters in this game set in the 30s, and the character's name is Alex Marwood. And let's take, so let's just take another listen to it, start to where it's not finished. It's kind of a quirky waltz. Now musically it makes sense from there, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to a G minor. We're working our way down chromatically using diminished to modulate. But I'm not sure what exactly to do and where to go from here. All I know is that it has to be a loop. And so that means if we're going back to our original key of B minor, then we're going to have to end up on this F-sharp dim, F-sharp dominant 7, sorry. Boom, boom, then start again. Okay. Now, I actually was lying awake thinking about this last night. I was trying to get I was trying to resolve this passage in my mind. So let's get into it. All we're going to work on for now is the keyboard, piano. You can see the one I'm using here on the right. It's one of the Native Instruments ones. But we can change that later. And once we've got our main skeleton locked down, our compositional scaffolding, as it were, then we can start to color that with instruments and other stylistic choices. It's quite a luxury if you are able to do it any other way, in my opinion. A good composition starts with something that can be, to me, is the definition of what a good composition is. Its ability to be played on other instruments. So if you're relying really heavily on a patch or a sound that can't really be translated, then the effect of that is going to possibly be lost. Again, there are no rules here. This is just music. But I'm sharing my insights and all that stuff with you guys. So let us continue with this musical sense, which is the sense. Now we could go to a G minor, but that seems to be like the third iteration. So I'm not going to explain everything because it's kind of, it doesn't really do everyone justice to try and understand every single thing. Let's just try and figure this next thing out. Maybe go to the major. Okay, so something like that might work, where we go, so we're going from the A minor to F sharp dim to a G minor, which kind of okay, trying to work out what's going on here. Most of today's stream will probably be me just noodling around on chords. I'm literally rolling up my sleeves. But I do want to show you, before we get into that too much, I want to show you how awesome David is. Yeah. This is the whiteboard. It's actually a blackboard now, because in yesterday's stream I mentioned that I couldn't find the way to change it to dark mode, and he emailed me back and said, hey, I switched it to dark mode for you. I'm like, you're super rad. We've also got all these columns, which are each one corresponding to a character, and he's amazingly added we've kind of worked together to consolidate all of the feedback. So we've got, for example, Anna's character, we've got early feedback, recent feedback, some ideas and references, so tracks that I could draw on. And yeah, it's just pretty rad. Musical profile is just incredible. This is the combination of how to, it's a graph of how to score this character basically. And he's put one in for each one of these things, which is rad. So super cool. And today we're working on Alex Marwood. There's some cheeky artwork you can see there. I'm looking forward to that. So let's just take a quick look at the actual brief for this character that I'm trying to score today. Alex Marwood was once a promising young English actor. His career unfortunately never materialized, etc. I'm going to just scroll down and make low comedic factor. That was in response to yesterday's stream where I actually said, like, is this a comedic character or not? And he was like, no, he's not. And then he's got some more feedback on this. So basically he said, feels right, the waltz idea, the 3/4 time, it's dandy is a good description. And then he's got actual notes from yesterday's stream. So this is the time code of my YouTube video, which he said, like, go do this, don't do that, whatever. So I've taken a good look at all of this and figuring out exactly how to convey it musically. And what I'm feeling good about now is the change that I just made to this piece. And let's get into it. So the change I'm about to record is going from this A minor, taking over. Okay, and let's sorry, just kill that. So I'm quite happy with this. And then yeah, I see what you mean. So his notes over here said that specific rhythm, the take 5 segment, we're calling it, works less well because it seems like it triggers the 50s or 60s headspace. You're talking about like songs like Golden Brown. Golden brown, texture like sun. Something like that. I'm getting lost here. Okay, not that is what we're saying. So keep the rhythm in a waltz. So here we go. Also, maybe get out of this low section. This might be a good time to introduce some chromaticism, so maybe just hold it on that G minor. Okay, let's try something like that. So we're going to G minor. We go from there. No, not the Golden Brown thing. Just waltz. That's a. And there's a. There's something tragic about that. It's like Nature Boy. There was a boy, a strange enchanted boy. They say trouble very far over land and sea. Something like that. So I like that classic walk down there. Let's try it in context. I like that. Do, do. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so we're going G minor with the walk down, and then the second time to a G major, to an F7. Oh, that is demented. Oh, I gotta take that down. That is demented. That totally suits this character. I think I might have nailed this. Let's try it. Super excited about this now. I've got something. Okay. I haven't turned my click on. Try it again. Do A minor to F sharp dim. And I didn't record that time. Here we go, recording real time. Major. Oh! I'm clipping. I'm so happy I'm clipping. I love it. Now, even those last couple of chords, I made a mistake with something here, but we'll fix that now. All right, so that's when you kind of feel like you've cracked something. Let's see if client likes it. I certainly do, because it conveys this unhinged, manic, bipolar, possible character. Like, where are we going? To major. Oh, that's the mistake. Let's just correct that real quick. The MIDI is not. These guys must come up. And I also don't like the third in the bass. We don't need that. Okay, taking it from this marker. I'm just creating a marker. You know what it is? It's Pink Floyd. It's that unabashed chromaticism. And now it goes to the B7. So it goes to F sharp 7, which means we can resolve it to a. So this is like a second section here. That kind of works, huh? If you just joined us, I made a major breakthrough in the music. I have hopefully found the answer to this tricky character called Alex Marwood. I'm busy scoring a 2D point-and-click adventure game. That's what today's stream is about. Normally, I create music templates, and I have a couple of them available on the Patreon page that I'm growing. So if you're interested in what I'm doing, check out the link in the description for my Patreon. There's also a free pack that I give away of template files that are really easy to use. If you're an Ableton user or Reaper user, go and hit the link in the description for the free stuff. I love getting those notification emails. They're like, yeah, another person downloaded it. And today we're trying to score this character. Okay, that's cool. So I'm happy with piano. Now let's get into the job. And one insight I had yesterday, I don't know if anyone watching this is like at all interested in the processes that I come up, that influence the work I do. But I'm at a level of technical ability now where I'm confident that I can pull it off. And so I feel like I need to share like how it works, how I make music, how music works. So philosophically, if we're going to get into this, what I notice with a lot of scores and good stuff that is different to what I make is a lot more time and effort goes into it. Usually that's budgeted for and, it's taken more seriously. But also the instruments are not clearly defined or audible, if that makes sense. Last night I was watching a show. I'm watching a show at the moment called Counterpart, J.K. Simmons. Spy drama, and it's just reaffirmed this thing of like a piano doesn't necessarily have to sound like a piano. It can be a piano influence. Often I'm listening to a piece and I'm like, it's atmospheric or ambient music, like background underscore for a like dramatic scene or scary scene. I'm like, what is that instrument? And sure, it might be a pad or a patch or something, but the point is it's a mush. And for some reason, mush kind of works. With underscore at least, not with pop music, but with underscore, you kind of want things to blend into each other. Now I've got a job here. I've got to make this sound like a score. Okay, that's cool. I can do that. But what I want to do with this specific project, I want to level up. I want to take things to a place I don't feel like I've explored enough, which is this concept of mushing things together. Don't make things sound so obvious. How do we do that? Well, one thing we can do is double or triple the number of tracks, the number of input tracks that we're using per project. Why? Because when you have 5 pianos all playing, one playing very ambient stuff, one playing just the second half of a note, one playing the main attack sound, you got this kind of amorphous mush that we're aiming for. So, but at the same time, it's got to, have a musicality to it. So, a lot of challenges, and anyway, I enjoy these kind of things, creative challenges. Next up, what we're going to do is take a look at the bass. I want to know who is carrying the rhythm of this piece. Is it the piano's left hand, or is it going to be the bass? Is the bass going to be creative, or is it going to be just fulfilling its role as that rhythmic underpin? Let's find out. And we're going to find out by first thing we can do is mirror the piano. So let's just do a little jam around here. We are starting in the key of, yes, I like where this is going. Okay, so first let me just refresh my memory here. The chords are, we're starting, okay, B minor, F, C sharp, yeah, okay, it's B minor, F, C sharp, it's actually not C sharp, it's C sharp dim, okay, B minor, C sharp, dim, B minor, C dim, not B minor, not C sharp. And then to the G minor. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm feeling that second half has got to be almost vintage horror, like a theremin maybe, almost like that, but that seems a bit too sci-fi. We're kind of keeping it in jazz. We want it to sound like a period piece, so okay, let's keep going with this bass, and I'm going to answer that question of what role does the bass have, with the answer being straight. I'm not going to do anything too creative, but I do want a few moments where it deviates from the piano, because we do have the luxury of doing that. The piano's holding down this Oompa Loompa waltz bass sound. Okay, here we go. So starting the bass. And 1, 2, 3. We're going to an F. Yep. 1. So we're going to B, tilt an A minor to B. Okay, go. Diminished. Okay, this is tricky, I like it. Okay, let's work out that passing tone, something on the way down. So okay, we're gonna boom boom ba ba boom 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 do 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 boom bum do do that's the one. Cool. So we'll start that with the opening phrase like that. Gonna give me 2 bars input, 2 bars intro, and a, here we go, 1, 2, 3. I'll fix that now. Okay, that's not a bad take. Good. Couple of slips, but we got the bulk of it there. So as you can hear, the bass is just filling this kind of supplementary role. Nothing too fancy going on. Oops. Maybe I should spend more time in this MIDI editor. Makes more sense. This needs to go up one. Okay, and let us then take that as a moment, because I'm hearing staccato here. I'm going to actually yes. Let's maybe bring in something else here. Shouldn't be soloing this, sorry. I've muted that by mistake. Let's unmute it, please. Boom. And I've monoed it. Actually, let's mix it in mono. So I'm going to change the mix to mono for a while. Actually, no. Sorry. Flipping back and forth. Right, let's keep going with Alex Marwood. Okay, let's... and then we add these notes as the musical the enablers of this moment, so to speak. Yeah, and we can maybe just space them out a bit, elongate them. Same here, so mute this guy and bring this guy back in time. Okay, I see where we're going with this, kids. Let's whip open the piano version of this. Bass, cool. Yeah, this MIDI editor is way better because you're able to see multiple parts on one stave. So where are we? These two over here are too long. I'm just chipping away here. Good. Now let us finish with the music. Right. Doesn't feel right. That should actually be an F. Yeah. There's the D. Do we go down to an F sharp? Come on, kids. Music theory. Does a contrabass, a double bass, pop quiz, does the double bass go down to an F sharp in this octave, which is C1? If I'm correct, my prediction is yes. If I'm correct, this note will play, and let's hear it. Yes, it does. Yes. Simple ways to feel good about yourself. In fact, the contrabass goes down to E. 2 notes below this, it should go down to there, but not here. But it does because the sample's been extended, but that's fine. We don't mind if they cheat a little bit or they detune the note. Before they record these sample packs, they sometimes detune string instruments to give you a little bit more range. But a real contrabass goes down to that note E. See these ones down here that I'm triggering? Oh, you can't see because I'm in the way. My head is in the way. These ones down here that I'm triggering, they're actually the same octave as this one. So I've just given you an extra way to play it, but they're not actually triggering any low samples. That there should not be a note. That doesn't exist on the contrabass. That does. That's the lowest note. Anyway, point is it goes down to E. It's E, D, G, no, E, D, A, G. Those are the 4 notes. And those are the 4 strings on a contrabass, which is the opposite to a violin, which is why it's called a contrabass. It's a reflection of the violin strings. Fun fact. And also, unlike the rest of the string family, cellos, violins, and violas, contrabass, which is the 4th part of the string quartet, is also tuned to 4ths instead of 5ths. So that's why, because the actual note that you have to, the note length, the distance between the notes on the fretboard would be too long, too far to play if you were to try play it in 5ths like the remaining instruments. And that's a little music theory lesson for you. Let's give us one little talk through and listen through at least and see if we're getting anywhere with it. I think I just duplicated the track, didn't mean to do that. Here we go. I like it. Who is this character? Something mysterious about him, but also a little bit unhinged maybe, we don't know, unpredictable. Oh, that's a lovely little piece there, I like it. Okay. You can really do anything musically, it's just a matter of how much you want it to resonate. Resonance is the key here. Humans will behave in a very predictable way with music, generally, not including the X factor. And if you write certain chord progressions and certain melodies, and it's easier to please a broad range of people. And then if you write ones that are less accessible, as they say, you'll please fewer people. And this range between how many people you please it's kind of like a mathematical function. It's like how specific you want to be. It's like SEO. It's like the more specific your search query, the fewer people you reach, but you're actually hitting them with more intensity or passion, more memorability. Okay, getting silly here. Let's get on with the work. There's a little part I don't like. Let's hear it again. That's the timing there. Good. Okay, I'm going to change this timing to something quite set in stone. I want to hear it from you. There, that part over there is the one that is not popping, because these guys need to be on the grid, and we need to take the velocity down. That's it. These both need to be quite static. So I'm quantizing them to 78%, which is quite high. While we're at it, let's get the piano parts velocities stabilized. So I'm bringing everything down range and then taking it all the way up, and that way we've got everything within a certain range. Okay. Oops. I like how simple, how gentle the piano now sounds. Before it sounded a little bit harsh. Now let's do the same with the bass. I want to normalize or stabilize the velocity. Okay. notes, shorten them up a bit. Ding, 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 ding. This is getting too clever. I don't want to be too clever. You can outsmart yourself. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Nice. Should give the music nerds a little tickle in their brain when they hear that. You're like, oh, what is this chord progression? How does it work? I find myself doing that like with stuff that's not obvious. I'm like, what is that? Got to figure it out mentally. Thank you so much for joining the stream and dropping the needle on this specific point. I just wanted to say I really appreciate those of you who've been taking the time out to check out what I'm up to. Today I am working on a 2D point-and-click adventure game, a commission, and I'm working on a character by the name of Alex Marlowe. I typically do these types of commissions where they come along, but I also make template files for new creators to get into Ableton and get into Reaper, which is the software I'm using today. I highly recommend Reaper. It's more challenging to instantly make music than Ableton. Ableton's got a great selection of sounds for you to just drag. They've made it quite accessible, but Reaper's got a whole bunch of other benefits. Now, it does take a bit of thinking sometimes to get into music production, which is why I make music templates, which allow you to take the thinking out of it. The idea being you simply drag the template file or open the template file in Ableton or Reaper, and it automatically loads the entire project. That means you don't have to struggle with things like missing VSTs and samples and dependencies. It's meant to be very easy to use. So stick around for easy to use music templates. Check out the link for the free stuff in the description of the YouTube channel, and consider becoming a Patreon if you are into what I'm doing. I stream every day or every weekday, 2 p.m. UTC. Oh shit, I just forgot. I'm supposed to have a blue light on my face. There we go. Now I look cool. I stream 2 p.m. UTC, so join in whenever you'd like, and drop a comment. I always love knowing what my fellow music nerds are up to and chatting while I work. I'm excited. This part over here sounds like it's into the fun phase, which is where we start to color it up with actual instrumentation. Now, fortunately, I have a limitation with this project, which is that it's got to sound a bit jazz, so no like banging electro beats or anything, maybe one section of the game, but that is a real advantage, because now I don't have to spend 10 hours browsing patches trying to find the perfect sound. I am limited to the jazz sound, the jazz 1930s hot jazz sound, which is quite simply the double bass, guitar, piano, horns, so trumpet, trombone, saxophone, although that came a bit later, and of course drums. So let's get into the next step, which is going to be, I think let's just noodle around with some strings for a bit. I normally start with strings. Let's start with brass today, and let's do something different. I'm going to show you how so here's what I want to do. I want to show you Forzo. Forzo is a brass library and a very cool one, but I don't know if it has any solo instruments. I think it's mostly just these instruments over here. One horn, L horn, I horn 12. I don't know if these are. Yeah, I haven't got much full ensemble. Okay, so let's browse through this patch. I haven't done this yet, but we're loading a patch here. I'm going to get out the way so you can see what's going on. We're loading up a patch, and then I'm going to play it for you, and we're going to see what it sounds like and try and find a nice sound. So that obviously isn't the right one, and I say that because it's a full ensemble. So, I know what I'm supposed to do. We're looking for something that sounds a bit more like a solo instrument. So I'm going to check out solo, what's it, traditional? We've got horns, stopped, trumpets, tenor trumpets, tubas. Okay, so let's go for a trumpet sound. Let's see if... Sometimes with these leitmotifs, or character themes, you can actually attach an instrument to a character. So, for example, the trumpet might be the sound of this character. But I don't know about that for this specific one. Okay, we also still... It sounds okay, but it's just not the solo instrument I'm hoping for. It's a brass section, so these are good for what are these good for? These are good for making ensemble sounds. I don't think that's what I'm going for, but while we're here, I'm figuring just poke around and see what works. Let's go back to full ensemble, and they give you options here in this drop-down menu for core, ext, and fx. Now, core is normal, ext is extended, and fx is just the reverb effect. So I want to stick with core. We've got close, defaults, full mix, and wet. So in software music, wet and dry refer to the amount of bleed in the sound, so how much reverb is in the room that got recorded. I'm going to go with close. Let's see if we can make this sound. It's something like where we're trying to go. Next up, kill the browser and shift that over, and let me also just pan this better. Right, if you're wearing headphones, you should have heard a difference in the left-right balance there. And I'm going to turn mine up. There we go. It almost sounds a bit too clean. If we were to do it, I would do it in sort of staccato, so more like that, yeah. Where are we in the A minor? G minor. Okay, let's try to get this right. To the A, to the G, and we could change key switch it so that it sounds, obviously you get these different sounds. We could get this in crescendo. That would work well. Something like that at the end. Listen to this Brahm. I'm going to do it quite loud. Okay. Crescendo bend. Oof, that is like quite useful, I think, for this piece. We could maybe throw one of those in. Right at the end. It goes down to a major. That's kind of a problem though. I want it to go down to a minor. So let's try that again. Okay, why not? It's something. Alright, let's throw it in there. It's a nice feature. Let's try it again. Okay. Only issue with that is we can't really have it as a standalone sound. We have to then factor in Forzo into the rest of this piece somehow, which is fine. Let's try it again. Okay, that is a nice touch actually. Alright, then we'll do that, which is a crescendo bend C7. So I'm gonna now let's group this entire piece, this mini clip, and I'm gonna zoom up to C7 and make sure that it gets triggered just before that part happens. Now for the rest of the piece, I'm gonna just assume that we want to be in staccato. So let's get rid of that. And staccato is F6. So let's go back here and make sure that we're on F6, which is where I was. Cool. What we're working on now is the trumpet or the ensemble part for this piece. this, kind of like working its way down. Ding, 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 ding. It's a counter theme. Okay, let's go with that and change it from staccato. I'm just going to get onto more of a long sustained sound, which I think is G. Home, please. Yes. Good, I like that. Now let's just see if we can get a different sound in there. So zoom that guy, and we're going to just change this to G sharp, I think. Ja, sforzando. Okay. Might be a bit too obvious though, so maybe we could do this on a second round of the loop, or a more intense iteration. You know, sometimes you have different levels of energy for a track, so you can use one for when the character is doing something important or saying something important, so it doesn't get in the way, and you could use a more high energy one for when the character is, when you're observing or you're not interacting, and therefore it's like it immerses you more in the moment, if that makes sense. Okay, let's find the right. I'm going to go with portato. The reason being we can edit the. That's a problem. We are triggering the whole note. Okay, so this is quite cool. You can change the. That's what I'm after, actually. So I'm changing. What I'd like is dynamics, basically. So for it to go soft, loud. I think that's important. I don't want to underplay the importance of that dynamic curve. So as we record the part, we're going to record that dynamic curve too. First, set this to MIDI overwrite so that I'm able to not. Sorry, MIDI overdub so that I don't overwrite my key mappings, and then we just basically do this. Let's try. Maybe an octave lower is better. I think it is. Okay, let's come up with the part as we usually do. 1. We got to come up with a part B, so kind of overshot that. So we go to the follow the melody. We're going from a B minor to a G to a G sharp dim. That's the progression here. So now we should be on a G. No, I don't want to do the 7th. I want to do okay. To staccato, which is F sharp 6, F6, sorry, bring it down there to right there. That didn't trigger it in time. Should be on F6. Still didn't trigger it in time because I think this note is preventing it from being triggered. And also it's not very long. Solo this out so you can hear the difference. It's not being triggered because my key switch must be the wrong value. So C6 to, it's going up to a G, it should be an F3. Yeah, you can clearly hear the difference there, it shouldn't be that loud. And now we switch back to portato, the long sustain. Din, din, Let's do the same again. Okay, that should work. Now we play it again. It's the same thing again, basically. We want to actually just take this entire progression and copy it to here. And then we just make sure that these notes are up a one tone, starting on an A. Yeah, that should work. Just shift them over a little bit. Okay, I know this is not the most exciting thing, but we're gonna get there, kids. Good. Starting on, we're actually in the wrong notes here. We've got to go up to a G sharp. That's the one. I'm just starting a bit early. 1 D, 1 D D D. 1 2 3. 1 2 3, and this one here also needs to start a little bit later. Okay. Timing specifics. And I don't like the way this ends. Overlaps. This doesn't work either. The progression goes to that note there. Okay, there we go. That's not working either, so what I'm doing wrong is A minor. So it's an F to a G, F to an F sharp dim, so F to an F sharp dim, okay. And then that means we should go. Let's take it down to the next relevant note. So just hold it on a G there. How about that? Let's give it a listen. That doesn't sound right. Maybe just the highs. Jazzy. Okay, so I like that. I'm gonna just give it a bash. Oh wait, I screwed that up. From here again. Here we go. And then that didn't trigger in time. It should be a crescendo bend C7. I'm on C sharp 7, I think, so try it again. It's almost like the crazy. That's a nice little flourish at the end, I like it. Maybe it's just a little bit too soon. Take it out. There we go. Now, we just need one missing chord over here, and I think that this can sustain all the way. So it's there. We're doing this following the piano. Let's do that, yeah. Oh, it's on the wrong articulation. Still a bit too early, I think the the whole thing should expire after the bar line. So that's good, yeah. Good. It's kind of messy because it actually resolves to a major, it plays over a minor. Cool. Okay, I've got a problem with what the piano's doing there, because I think the piano's got some minorality to it. Let's examine it. Okay, actually it's... oh, that's right. I changed the chord midway through and the brass is now conflicting. So what I need to do is get back in here and make sure that this one goes from the G7 where it's meant to. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's just start again. Sorry, from here. We actually don't need that for now. Are we at this chord over here? No, change the articulation please. And then we go to an F sharp major 7. So it's this. It's the same thing, it's just one little bass down, one semitone down. That should do it. But then we're going to a... Just examining this here. Yeah, see there, that's right, so that should work. Alright, let's try it again. Here we go. So actually it's... That's nice, yeah. Let's leave a break in there. Yes, write a bit of silence into it. Lovely, kids. I feel like I've made some great progress on this piece today. And yeah, I'm fairly confident that we're going in the right direction. But we'll see. I'll send it off to David and make sure that he is cool with it, and then we get on to other things, maybe some drums. Maybe we could you know what does strike me as quite fun is, I don't know what the name of it is, but there's a Brazilian instrument that goes ooh, ooh, or something like ooh, 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 something like that. It's like an instrument you rub, I think. I can't remember the name. Not an ocarina, but it looks like one. Kuaka, I think it's called. And now I have to absolutely know. Kuaka. No, not a kuaka. Brazil instrument. Maybe it's not Brazilian, but cuica, that's it. Cuica. It's called a cuica. Ta-da! That thing is the friction drum, that's it. And that conveys lunacy quite well. It's like a cuckoo bird sound. That could be useful for this character. We'll take a closer look. So that's it pretty much for now. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it if you stop by. What I've been doing is working on a character theme for a 2D point and click adventure game as part of a commission. And what I usually do is work on music templates. I release music templates via Gumroad and my Patreon. Check it out if you're interested in supporting my work and getting access to some cool, easy to use drag and drop templates. You know where to find them. The link in the YouTube description. There's a free pack to get you started. And thanks very much. I really appreciate this. Let's give this whole thing one more listen before I take off for the day. I'll be back again 2 p.m. tomorrow. Friday, no stream. I'm off. I'm out of town. I'll send a note. But 2 p.m. UTC weekdays. I'm here making music. Come stop by, drop a line. And thanks for stopping by. Ciao.